Hey, welcome to the Pen Man. Okay, today we are looking at the, well, it could be called a couple different things. A couple different brands. When I bought this, it was called the Majohn P136, but when I received it, it has Moonman markings on the band and on the nib. So I do believe that these two companies are one and the same. So this is the P136 either way. The price of the P136 is around $29. I got this off of eBay. This is a piston filler, and so you have the blind cap here, and there is an ink window in there. I don't know that I can get it to show because it's pretty much full of ink, but if you hold it up to the light, you can see it. But there is an ink window there. As you can guess, this is an inexpensive version of the Montblanc 146. So thus the P136. All right. But obviously it's not, and you could probably tell in a variety of ways. But this would be a good pen to buy and use to see if the size and weight and all that is good. Unless you can go into a Montblanc store somewhere or some retailer that actually sells the Montblancs, try them out. But a lot of us can't do that, and so before you spend a bunch of money even on a used one, I would recommend buying this pen to help you in your decision. So this is a twist cap, threaded cap, and it comes off in 1 1/4 turns. So that's pretty good. I like that. The materials on the pen are plastic, but my suspicion is that it isn't. Because of the price, I would want to say that this is injection molding, but I cannot find injection molding marks anywhere. There's none of the, what I call the belly buttons that you will see on the ends of the pen or at the end of the injection molding sites. There are no lines anywhere. I even checked in the threads. I had a loop and I checked through the threads all around. I couldn't find any lines anywhere. So I'm not so sure that these aren't turned from solid pieces of plastic. You know, it won't be as nice plastic that a Mont Blanc is made from, but still, I mean, I know that this material to turn it is gonna, takes a little more time. Thus, maybe that's besides the filling system, while you're paying $26, I don't know, but I buy solid pieces of material to make my pens and turn them. So I know, but if you have CNC machinery, which I don't, but if you did, it wouldn't be that hard to do. So they could still make it cost effective. But I think this is a solid piece. There are no lines. So I was pretty impressed. The colors that you can get this pen in, and I'll show them right now, but basically black, gray, blue, red, and green. All of them have the chrome appointments. None have the gold, so you're somewhat limited in your colors. The clip is very stiff, but it is usable. You have a nice curve there on the end, and so yeah, this would be a very useful clip, but it is stiff. So if you're trying to get it over a thick piece of material like thicker leather, it's going to be a chore. All right, so let's give you some close-ups here. Again, there's the cap. or the cap finial. And again, there's no belly button, injection molding belly buttons. The clip is very much style of the Mont Blanc. Now right here, it's not totally flush, but it's not rough either. And then inside, you can see that that's folded over metal. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, so it's not a, real expensively made clip, but it's nice. Okay, so coming up here to the band, it says P, let's see, I'm going to try and keep that in focus. P136, and then moving around you have Moonman and Moonman. Coming up to this portion of the body, you have the blind cap finial, and again, no belly button, and just a chrome plated ring right there. The section is kind of the same width all the way down. The threads are not really that noticeable. You do notice a slight step down, but it isn't uncomfortable. On the nib, you have this kind of squared outline, or filigree, if you will. I don't know if that's technically filigree. And then the design on it, it says Moonman, and then it has the little down pointing nib with an ink drop and an M for medium. Is this pin postable? All right, there's some disappointment if you're somebody that likes to post, because it, at least mine, it'll stick on there, but it's not a real good hold. It can wiggle off pretty easy. It doesn't take much to get this to pop off. So, but I think it's long enough, big enough for my hand especially, but so it's big enough. It's not going to feel real small in your hand, I don't think. The nib seems kind of long, but we'll see in size comparisons how it matches up. It's going to be a number 6 nib, but it does seem to be extended somewhat. I don't know. Maybe it's just that it's fatter or something going down toward the base of the nib. It doesn't have as thin of a curve. I don't know what it is, but it just seems like it's longer. All right, before the size comparisons, I will show you all the dimensions here and be right back. Okay, here we have the Majohn / Moonman P136. You have the Diplomat Aero. You have a Pilot Metropolitan. And then you have the Jinhao 80. And here they are uncapped. And yeah, this is a number 6 nib here. And so it's not, maybe a little thinner in the shoulders. So maybe that's why it seems longer. All right, then you have a couple of smaller nibs there. And here they are posted. All right, let's go ahead and do a writing sample. And the Majohn. Moonman. P136, and this is a medium nib. Might be like a fine medium, but here we have it. This is a smooth rider. There's a tad bit of feedback, but really not that much. Yeah, especially that left to right. Oh, that's nice. Downstrokes are good. Upstrokes, pretty decent. Let's see, right to left. A little more feedback right to left. I did check the tines and everything's fine. That's just the nature of the nib, I guess. Decently wet. It does have some really nice flow. Not much in the way of line variations, so I wouldn't do too much of that. The ink I'm using is Kaweco Pearl Black. Reverse writing. Nice. Keeps up. Again, just a slight bit of feedback, but really, you know how some of these nibs, you have a sweet spot. This is very the same. I feel like I have to kind of turn it this way a little bit more to really get that smooth. If I have it cocked this way a little bit, it's a little more feedback. But anyway, this the reverse writing is great. So you got an extra fine there, and I would call that an extra fine. And again, I would kind of call this maybe a fine medium. I don't know. Okay, overall, I really like this pen. I like the size of it and all. So I'll give it a smiley. You really gotta, there's not too many pens where I don't like to some degree. So most of the reviews, as you have noticed, I give them a smiley because they all have something good. Once in a while, I'll get a trash pen. All right, so let's go to some pros and cons on this Moonman Majohn P136. What do I like and not like about this pen? What I don't like about it is that it should be postable. I mean, this is a pretty simple design. If I was a person that posted it, I wouldn't feel confident that it was going to stay posted. So they do, I mean, this is kind of a nitpicky thing, but I don't know why they don't have some gold trim options, especially on a couple of the options, color options like the black and, you know, maybe the blue. I don't know, but especially the black. I mean, if nothing else, you should have a gold option on the black. But be that as it may, that's a little thing. What do I like about the pen is I like the fact that it's a piston filler. So you get, you know, should be getting some more ink capacity. Again, that's an assumption. I don't know that all piston fillers give the same kind of ink capacity, but I think the build of this pen, again, besides the posting issue, is nice. I was really impressed that there were no injection molding marks, and of course that could be because it isn't. But overall, the build quality of this pen seems very nice. It is a really nice price point. $29 or thereabouts is great. I like the fact that it, in addition to the extra fine and fine nib tips, they also offer a medium and a 1.1 stub. You don't see that too much on these Chinese pens, so I am glad that you have that option. And I think it's neat that they have a variety of color options. I mean, it's not like some pens, but you know, good enough. They hit the basics: the black, blue, red, green, and they put a gray in there. On that gives you some more options there, which is good. Okay, final thoughts. This is a nice size pen. It's a nice weight. It's a good pen to use before committing to the big bucks for the Mont Blanc 146. But even if you're never going to get to that point, it's just a nice simple pen. It's a good professional pen. You're probably not going to cause people to stare at it. There's nothing really outlandish about it, but it is a nice all-around pen. And so I think they did a good job. The writing on the band and everything. It just be a good businessman's pen, but it's a good everyday writer as well. All right, so there you are. The Majohn / Moonman P136. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.